Hello and welcome to another exciting breakfast with Unity. So today, this morning, we're going to be working on a little shader effect, and I just basically want to take this example that I just like the look of, that's in the surface shader examples, and just kind of tweak it a little bit so it's more suited for something I want to do for the game that we're working on the main Cooking with Unity show, Scape. We're going to do a little bit of weaving in the Breakfast with Unity stuff where I'll build a little system or something so that we'll have it for an episode later. So that's what this is going to represent, or at least part of it. So, what is this? Hold on. System build settings. Huh. Okay. Apologies for this. I was messing around with some stuff that I evidently shouldn't have been messing around with. So we have a bar. So while this bar is going, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing around with this, and let's go ahead and quit this while I'm here too. Slices via world space position. It creates this kind of neat effect, and I'm sure this is actually even neater if this guy's animating just because it's all world space based. We're actually going to probably switch it so that it's not world space based, but I want basically more control over how this is sliced and what the ratios are. Right now there's just some built-in functions they just threw in, and we're going to kind of turn these more into variables so that we can affect the period and how many slices there are. And as I said, we'll probably be using object space in one of ours, but it really I don't know. We'll see how it looks in both cases once we actually start implementing this into the game. But we'll play around with this shader this morning. Is this done yet? It's still not done. So what this thing does is it uses standard Lambert shading. So this is a diffuse shader right here. And then all it's doing is it's clipping based on the world position. And this frac here just means you just want the fractional component. It's kind of a weird way of putting it. It means clear everything that's in the everything that's on the left side of the decimal point, get rid of it. And so this just has the information on the right side of the decimal point. So this basically varies between a value, the way that they calculate this out, it varies between a value, it looks between negative 0.5 and 0.5 when it's all said and done. I could be doing the calculations wrong on that. Maybe it's not exactly that. But basically, when clip gets a negative value or a value that's 0 or less, it will discard the pixel. Otherwise, it will go on to render the pixel. And so if you just clip the pixel, that means that we no longer want to render it. And you can see the back sides of these polygons too because they turn culling off. That's really the only special stuff that they're doing here. Alright, yay. It's done doing its thing. So we're going to create a folder, 58. We're going to call this, what did I call this? Slice shader or something? Slice shader, yeah. Not to be confused with beverage. Alright, slice shader. So, let's create a sphere. And let's get their shader working as is first. So, I'm going to make the sphere at 0, 0, 0. And we're going to put the camera at 0, 0. And we're going to bring it in a bit closer to like 3, 2, 1. We'll do 2. 1.5. We'll put a light in the scene. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this shader as is and start playing around with it. So create a, what is it called? Material. Actually, we wanted a shader. Create a shader. We'll need a material as well, though. We'll call this world space slice. Don't save. What is this? I don't want that. Alright. World space slice. So here's our shader. We're just going to replace the whole thing with what's in here. So this will go under example slices, evidently. Let's see how it looks. We're going to call this one world space slice. And we're going to go example slices. There we go. You can see even in the preview it comes in, so that's awesome. So we're going to put this on our sphere, and here's a sphere. So this is a world space slice, which is kind of interesting because it means that if we move the object, it will have this kind of scintillating effect, which we may or may not actually want in our game project. I know that this probably doesn't help you very much as to what we're going to be doing in the project, because I haven't actually discussed thematically or art-wise what we're going to be doing. But effects like this are going to be helpful for us to create something interesting and abstract. So, so what I want to do is I want to make one. Let's make one that's adjustable, and then let's make one that's not world position based. So let's first work on the adjustability. So right now, world position at y plus world position at z minus 0.1. So the reason it has the z in there is it actually does change slightly as we change the z position. So these slices are actually not 100% up and down. If we wanted to do that, we could remove the z component here, and it should make it so that the z component will no longer affect the, whoops, that's scaling. That's actually really cool. Will no longer affect the outcome here. They mentioned this in the description. It in nearly horizontal rings, so they actually put a little bit of a skew on it. And let's see. So let's create variables for these two values here so that we can play with them and see exactly how they work. Why is the minus 0.5 at the end? Oh, because this is the fractional quotient. So, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, minus 0.5. So yeah, that puts it negative. Yeah, that's right. All right, what are we doing? We're going to do. I always forget exactly what the declarations are for these things, so I'm going to look at one of our other examples here. We're going to go to vertex shaders. Basic vertex extrude example. This one is going to have, there it is, amount. So we're going to call this, let's call this frequency. Actually, I don't think this needs to be a variable at all. So let's just do frequency. We'll call this clip frequency. And the range will be, let's make it 0 to 10 and start it at 5.0. So that should make it how it is now by default, and then we'll have more to play with here. So now we put frequency in here, and then we also need to declare frequency here. Frequency is just a float. Save. And now, world space slice now should have an adjustment. There it is, clip frequency. It allows us to change the amount of clips that we have. Sweet. So that works pretty well. Awesome. And as I said, I wanted to do one that's not world space as well. So let's go ahead and rebuild this as a object space as well. So actually, I'm curious about something. If we set the clip frequency, can we set the clip offset? Probably not. I don't think any of these values would change that. No. So we might want to add a clip offset here too. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. So offset. And this one will just be between 0 and 1, and default is 0. And the offset we will add in here. Save. Oops, I did something bad. Oh yeah, it's because we didn't actually declare it down here. offset. Save. There we go. So now we have, whoops, I didn't call it offset. Clip offset. So now when we move this, yeah, see, it just translates through. There we go. So now we could animate this value if we wanted to. And additionally, we can adjust the clip frequency, so we could create kind of broad. Well, clip frequency of 0 isn't going to work very well, is it? Oh, that's cool. We can kind of create like a teleport in, like building effect. That's kind of neato. Yeah. So honestly, clip frequency is 0. Probably shouldn't be allowed. Now let's leave it. Doesn't matter. So now let's make it so that it's not world space. This is the world space one. As I said, when we move it up and down, it does world space. So we're going to duplicate the world space slice. Save all, sure. And we're going to, actually, let's save the scene, save project, do all this fun stuff. And then we're going to call, wait, we didn't even have a name for this, world slice shader unity. Save. And what we're going to do is just slice. Or just call it slice. And this one we will call it example. So world space slice we're going to change to world space slices. And this one we'll just call slices. Save. So did that actually change? World space slices, perfect. Yeah, it's amazing. Unity does all that for you. It is just amazing. Like, it still blows my mind what Unity does for you. So the slices one, what we're going to do is we're going to use a different input here than world position. So what we can use, so where's object position? Alright, let's look at the input options for shader unity input. Right, surface shaders, inputs, view direction, screen position, world reflection, world normal, world reflection, world normal. I swear there's a position as well. Where's the local position? Position. I swear that there's a thing that you can put in input for position. Maybe it's just position or SV position or something. Here, let's just see if we can find some magic in here. So, float 3. Unity get object space position. Vertex is the object space position. There we go. So wait, that's not in surface shader lingo, is it? Hold on. In dot. And there's no autocomplete. That would make things so much easier. Okay. So here's an example how we can do it. We basically pass object position, we get the vertex position from the vertice here, then we pass that into the surface shader here. So let's try that. So we're going to just copy this one, paste it in here, we're going to do some copy pasta, And we need to specify that we want to use this. So surfland vertex. So this will tell it to use this vertex thing. We're going to need the float 3 world obj position. Obj pose, yeah, sure. Let's just use the one that they use. And then now we can get in.obj pose inside here. So we will do in.obj pose .y plus offset times frequency. All right. So let's save this and see how this goes. So I'm going to duplicate, actually I'm just going to create a new material. I always get materials and shaders mixed up. And now we're going to pull a slice on this sphere. And if we move it up and down, yay, it doesn't scintillate. Perfect. So this is exactly what we want. And we can still make our adjustments as necessary, and we can still do the clip offset stuff. Sweet. All right. Well, I would say that that's pretty awesome. I'm just going to have 2 versions of the sphere, and one will do world space slice. And we'll just leave the other as it is. So, oops. One, and let's move the other one back. One. Yeah, cool. All right. I'd say that's good enough. Did in record time too. Sweet. So, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfyre, that's DRAKFYRE. Please donate to Cooking with Unity and Breakfast with Unity. It's at patreon.com/cookingwithunity. Really appreciate your support. And thank you for watching. You guys have a great one, and I'll catch you... Oh, yeah, it's the weekend, so enjoy your weekend. Watch Orange Lounge Radio, 6 p.m. on Sunday, and or listen to it, or whatever it is that you do with podcasts. And yeah, have a great weekend. I'll catch you on Monday with more Breakfast with Unity and more Cooking with Unity. Have a great one.